Another person. You know how I tell you not to be friends with housewives?
You were right.
I was right. Another person who is, by the way, I never get mad, but when you get mad at me, I will defend myself. Barbara Kay, I've told this story on this podcast before. Miss Kay, Miss Barbara Kavovit from New York, but she also is in the Hamptons. So she lives not really, but like the next town over from me in the Hamptons. And she doesn't speak to me anymore because she's jealous that I'm friends with Luann. Uh,
Oh,
True story. True story.
childish.
I mean, we ran into her one night at Le Biblioquet at Sag Harbor. This is like not years ago. This is like this past summer. And like there she was, and like whatever. I mean, I was hanging out with Luann all summer. And Barbara was upset that I was with Luann because I mean, I don't think Luann really wants to sit around and hang out with Barbara. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. None of this has anything to fucking do with me, because I mean, I can be everyone's secrets are safe with me. But anyway, Barbara was not thrilled. And then she was texting Elise. This is real. This is like real life. There ain't no camera. Give me a fucking salary. She was texting Elise Lane
Okay.
from Roni, also, who was also in the Hamptons, but has nothing to do with this. Like, fuck David.
Oh, God.
Like, he's here with Luann. Mind you, I was hanging out with Luann all summer. Mind you, let me just back up. Luann calls me and texts me all the time to go out. Girl, Barbara, you don't ever text me. So like just FYI. But then she was texting Elise Lane like fuck.
Yeah.
So then Elise then texted me just to be like, what the hell is going on? Like, I have no time for this, but let's talk tomorrow. I was like, great. I called Elise the next day and I'm like, you realize like how she's like, I won't blow up or cause any problems in Barbara and Elise's friendship, but let's just say Elise was like, "Yeah, you're living your life. You did nothing wrong." I'm like,
Mhm.
mind you, I didn't have plans with Barbara. I just was there with Luann, and she freaked out. But my point was of that story, when Barbara was here last year around this time in April, she wanted to go to Chateau, and we went. And she's like, "Okay, let's do this." And I was like, "Barbara, put that phone away, girl." Oh, I can do whatever I want on Barbara Cade. Let me just take some pictures. I was like, Barbara Cade, dear.
Barbecue,
Next
you
thing you
can't do it.
know, 8,000 people came running over to our
Oh, yeah, they
table.
don't like that. They don't
They
like
don't
when you.
like that.
Wait, is Barbara the one with the toolkit?
Yep.
Right? Okay, yeah, I remember her. I was like trying to remember her. She's a kooky one.
She's a kooky one, and I really, never had anything against the woman, but very upset that I'm friends with Luann de Lesseps. And that was the end after we saw each other at Le Biblique, and she was texting Elise, and then next day, and I spoke to Elise. Mind you, we have a mutual friend in common, Sam, who works at Tudo in the Hamptons. He had a film screening because he has a film. It's like a mockumentary on Scream. Anyway, this happened in New York. What the hell? It's like maybe in like November, yeah, like in November or December, like recently. And Barbara's friends with Sam because she always gets him a table at Tudo. So like this was in New York, and Sam came in from the Hamptons because he lives there full time. And at this film thing, which was at Donna Karen's, I know sounds like
Ooh,
this
very
sounds
new.
like I'm really not name dropping. These are all this is like a real story. So Donna Karen has a space in New York, and she owns Tudo in the Hamptons. So she was throwing this film thing for Sam in New York. And I'm like, okay, I'm in New York. Actually, I'm going to come. And Barbara was there. Like you would think all these months later, oh, Miss Cavavit could not. She was disgusted to see me.
Oh my God, what did you do? She's acting like
Disgusted.
you slept with her husband.
Disgusted. And I'm like, bitch, I mean,
What
I
did I
don't,
do?
it's not like I'm not even like people don't realize I truly don't care. Like all this in your head, all this angst and
Mhm.
girl, let it go.
Let it
Because
go.
guess what? They had amazing Thai food that they served at this thing. And the wine was okay, but the Thai food, man, was delicious. And yeah, I'm like,
Mm.
I'm just here to eat and drink and watch the fucking movie.
Hey, you're just trying to enjoy your life. I think people, especially with Bravo Labs, this is what whenever anyone wants to join one of these shows and ask for my advice, I just say, live your real life. Your real life is when the cameras go down, don't act like you're on a show anymore. Like, they can't separate the reality from the show. Like, Barbara Kay made a whole reality show out of this situation, and it's like, not even that, girl. It's
A
not even.
whole reality show out of it. Yep. So
Mm-mm.
she don't speak to me. And if time heals all wounds for no reason, no, we just saw each other in December
Oh,
in New York, totally different setting. And she was like, "Ugh," huffing and puffing in my face. I'm like,
oh, get a life.
seriously, get the fuck out of my face, Barbara Kay. So there's that, but there you go. So Kyle caught Dorit in a lie, and Dorit girl, you better clean up your act. Oh, and Kyle also, maybe this was from the after show too. I saw she admitted that she sent PK another text recently because Jagger was at. So there you go. Jagger was in the hospital, and basically, that yes, she will always text PK and Dorit when their child is not well.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that I can stand behind that more. But I think for me, it was number one, it was reading the screenshot. If you're going to read the text, I would have liked you to read from the text. And, a lot of people told me, oh, it's a screenshot. I wouldn't have noticed that. But once I did, that really bothered me because it's like this was calculated. So I just wish she would have been more authentic. But I wanted to ask your opinion about when Sutton interrupted Dorit talking about her divorce and Jagger finding out. What did you think of that? People are kind of loving it, but I thought that was really hard to watch.
What they just love that Sutton was like,
Yeah.
we have to
Yeah, you're
go.
done. Yeah, I didn't like that.
I don't know if I thought so much of it. I didn't realize people. I mean, I know Dorit. I like that Dorit's not backing down and she has little under her breath, like, okay, Sutton, that was so rude. I didn't really think much of it either. I mean, I guess I see both sides of it. Sutton is like, out of this whole group, I have two real friends. One is Garcelle and the other is Tilly. And we're going to be late to my actual friend's house, and I don't give a fuck about you,
Fair
Dorit.
enough. Fair enough.
But I could see why you would think that was rude. I mean, it's, she's telling us a big thing about Jagger, and Jagger has discovered that mommy and daddy are getting divorced. And I mean, you have a point.
I feel like that's pretty serious. I can understand if Dory was talking about her couture fashion. I'd be like, okay, no, we're late. But she's talking about something serious. But I love when Jennifer Tilly's like, you weren't listening anyways. Like, because she's like, you were trying to find a opening to talk, but she's like, you weren't even listening from the beginning. So I don't know. I feel like Tilly and Sutton might get into it because I feel like Jennifer Tilly's slowly backing away from her side.
Well,
So
they did show when it says, coming the second half of the season, and now we're there when they show this, and where Sutton's like, which I think is, I'm all about this, where Sutton's like, no, I don't think I'm better than her, but my wallet is, or bigger than her. When she's like, do you think you're bigger than her? And she's like, my wallet is. I mean, I have to say,
iconic.
it's such a, I mean, you just think of it when you're in such a fight with someone and just having like millions upon millions of more dollars than them. I'm not saying that makes you a better person or happier, but to throw it in someone's face is so, it just twists that knife. It's so evil. But then Jennifer Tilly, they cut to her and she's like, what? Like, because Tilly has a shitload of money too. And she's like, oh, I mean, it didn't sound like she was like, oh, this is great. Or maybe she was like, oh, well, I'm going to use that one in the future. But it didn't
Right.
seem like it.
Right. And who did
Didn't
she
seem
say
like
that to? I can't remember.
she said it. I don't know the context, but she said it
Dory?
to Dorit. Yeah. And Erica's like, do you think you're bigger than her? And she's like, my wallet is. I mean, it is true by a ton.
Sure.
By a ton.
Okay. Sure.
Sorry, Dorit.
I mean, I just love when she went to dinner with Erica and Kyle and